Tomorrow, huh?
It is sad, actually. I don't want to leave this place. Pretty awesome. People are pretty cool. Yeah, it's hard for me to leave here. It's been my house. You know, this is home for me. But I got to do what I got to do. So, gotta move on.
You've had a very interesting career, obviously, here. Your first year, you went to the Final Four. Did you get one of those moments or those feelings like, boy, this is going to happen every year?
Yeah. I mean, I said it my sophomore year after the NCAA tournament. You feel like it's going to happen all the time. You know, you get spoiled. But, you know, I think I had a pretty good run. You know what I mean? I made the NCAA tournament 3 times. Went to Final Four once. And this year's still going. I mean, you never know what's going to happen. So I think I have a pretty good run. And I did all I can here, so.
Your parents, I understand, are actually here from Turkey, and they got in a little bit earlier this week. What has that meant to you, and what will it mean to you to have them out here tomorrow night or tomorrow?
I just want them to see it because, I mean, as much as I tell them about it, they'll never. You got to experience this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? It's just all these people, you know, students and everything, and how much our fans show, you know, that passion and everything about our team and about Mountaineers. So every Mountaineer sport really don't matter. So it's an amazing, you know, place here. The Coliseum is an amazing place, and they're gonna be shocked when they come here.
This is their first game.
Yeah, first game in here. I mean, they saw on TV, but you can never, you know, you can never tell if it's really packed or, you know, you gotta experience it. You gotta be in here. So I think they're gonna love it.
Did they watch you play a lot growing up?
Oh yeah. They were in every game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they missed a game. So in the beginning, it was really hard for me, anyways, because they were in here.
Yeah.
I was used to my dad just kicking my ass after every game, you know what I mean? Yeah, so that was kind of hard for me, but I got used to it and everything. But I want them to see this because I don't think they've ever been in a venue this big.
How about Coach Huggins? I mean, we've seen you guys put your arms around each other on the sidelines, and not always in the fondest of ways. But what has he meant to you in these past 4 years, and where would you be today if you didn't have those 4 years with him?
I always say that. I mean, he means so much to me. He's like my dad, you know what I mean? I mean, that's how I feel about him. I would, you know, I love him to death. And he did so much for me. I mean, nobody did that much for me, like in my basketball career. None of my coaches so far worked on me as much as he did. And it's just one of those things that when I first saw him, it was, you know, I knew that that's how it's gonna be. And it's just so hard for me now that I'm gonna leave, you know what I mean? It is really hard for me. I don't know what I'm gonna do Saturday, you know what I mean? I love the fans, I love this team and everything, but it's gonna be so hard for me to leave Hugs in a way, you know what I mean? Because he's been there for me in every high point of my life and the low point of my life. And when I needed people the most, when I was, you know, 17, 18, whatever, when I needed people the most, he was there for me. So we have a different kind of relationship than just a player and a coach. And it's so hard for me to go ahead and go somewhere else. I have to do it. But it's hard. I don't know how Saturday's gonna be, man.
A couple of years ago, you were talking about how you had to Americanize your game and kind of switch. When you look at yourself now as a player, how much different are you than what you were as a freshman or Mountain State or when you played overseas?
I mean, my game is totally different. Back in the day, I shoot threes.
Yeah.
You know, and I was more like a face-up guy. I always liked contact, but not as much as my balance was so off that even when I get contact, I couldn't finish it. I finish around the rim way better. I can use my right hand way better. I didn't have a motor back in the day. I would just quit after an hour of practice. And I was just like, yeah, I can't do it no more. And now I can go 3 hours. I can go another 3 hours, you know. So it's just, and I learned so many things about like basketball, just basketball itself, like how the spacing should be, and like how the movements should be, which team plays and what kind of, you know, which coaches do what, you know, like stuff like that. And I learned so much about basketball more than anything, and just the X and O's, and you know, the IQ part of the game. I learned so much, and I'm way more confident than I used to be. You know, I mean, I can go to a team right now and be a go-to guy, because that's what he's been doing since I was a freshman. He just, you know, threw me the ball every time. Every time I got in, I got the ball. I mean, when I was a freshman, I didn't play 20 games. The first time I got in, I got the ball 6-7 times, which Deshaun was, you know, a big part of it, because he likes me, I think.
Given all those things, this is your last time out here tomorrow and stuff. Is that incentive enough to be able to go out here and knock down this Iowa State team?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's gonna be really emotional for me, and I'm an emotional player anyways. When I'm playing, I mean, my emotions really affect my game. So I think it's gonna be a good one, because you can never get too hyped for the game. You know what I mean? If you're too hyped, it's easy to come down. If you're low, that's a problem. You know, if you're low, you can't. You know, it's so hard to get your spirits up. But I mean, that's my last game here. Hopefully, it's gonna be like my first game, but better. You know.
You were talking before about your parents. You said your dad would get on you after games. What's it going to be like here, having him back and probably getting on you after the game?
You know, I'm 22 now.
Yeah.
Back then, I was 15. I would fight him right back home. You know, he'd drive the car, and I would get to the back, because if he can reach me, that's a problem. I would get to his back and just talk smack from behind him, and he would do the same thing to me. But you see, if he didn't do that, I wouldn't be able to play here, because that's exactly what Hugs does. He's just not driving the car, he's in front of the plane. You know what I mean?
Your dad's a big guy.
Yeah. I mean, Hugs and my dad is pretty much about the same size. Yeah.
Last minute, guys.
What's next for you? I mean, you've got a lot of options, I would imagine,
Right.
between you could probably stay here and do things, go back home.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
I mean, I would love to stay here and play ball here, you know what I mean? But you never know what's going to happen. And I didn't have the best season this year. So I got to go out there and prove myself, which I don't have a problem with, you know what I mean? But if this don't happen, I always can go to Europe and play. There's a lot of teams that, you know, would just give me because of how I play, and just because I played for Hugs. So, we good?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good